Hello and a very warm welcome to ETCIO. I'm your host Divina Lasson, and today we have a very special show for you. Joining us is Alan Masarek, the CEO of Avaya, who's going to take us on a journey to understand how Avaya is helping both people and businesses to reimagine how they engage with and experience the world around them. This and a lot more, so it's my great pleasure to welcome today Alan Masarek. Alan, welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you.
Thanks so much. It's great to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
A pleasure.
My pleasure.
Welcome to India. How does it feel to be in India?
It's great. It's great. It's my third visit to India, but my first while being with Avaya.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Fantastic. So we'll jump into the Avaya story in India a little bit further down our conversation, but maybe you can start with helping us understand how Avaya's legacy and how all your experience and expertise comes together in really helping the enterprise communications landscape evolve, and your role as Avaya in the evolution of the entire landscape.
So Avaya is sort of the big brand that's been in enterprise communications for a very long time. Our lineage goes back to AT&T and Lucent. And so in enterprise communication, it grew up around what they call unified communications, which used to be the phone system, and then also what they call the contact center system for the agent, the front of house agent. Now it's advanced far beyond that because we don't just, talk on the phone.
Right.
Now it's what they refer to as omni-channel.
Yes.
So it's voice and video and chat and social and messaging and plus. These channels are being added all the time. In those two big categories around UC, Unified Communication, and Contact Center, CC, Avaya is the largest in the world.
Wow, fantastic.
And our customer base is sort of the envy of the competitive set, which is really interesting. Again, going back to that lineage, we serve some of the largest enterprises, governmental agencies throughout the world.
Yeah.
We actually serve clients in 172 countries.
That's a lot.
So the India market is a big element of what we do. We have a huge sell-in market here. So we have, many enterprise clients. This is the home of a big BPO market, business process outsourcing market. We do a great deal with the government, the Smart Cities initiatives, the Aadhaar system, the emergency systems. All of that is run on Avaya. In addition to that, we have about 1,500 employees here. We maintain 5 offices here. So this week I've had the chance to be in Bangalore, Pune, and then today now just arrived and we'll work in our Gurgaon office.
Right.
So it's a very interesting, important market to us, and that's why I'm here visiting.
Yeah, wow, fantastic. Well, thank you for setting that context and understanding the scale of Avaya as a company, not only today, but as you say, it's a legacy organization. How would you say you as a leader have kind of fit in with the value system that Avaya brings across, and how do you ensure that kind of spirit of collaboration and innovation in your team?
So we're taking Avaya through a transformation. And we have this enormously terrific base to build from. And the base is the customer base, the technology, the fact that we have this market share position. Our brand is literally iconic.
Yes.
We have global distribution relationships throughout the world. So within that, we really run the company in terms of trying to drive us forward just with 3 objectives. So we talk about number 1, which is we want Avaya to be a destination place to work.
Okay.
So I always use the acronym DPTW, destination place to work. And the way you think about it is, how do you build a culture that attracts and retains the most talented in the industry?
Yes.
And I'm very, very focused on that. I think culture and talent win all.
Absolutely.
Second is about product innovation. So, we have been serving clients in very complex deployments, very large deployments, again, for 25 years.
Yeah.
Now the world is evolving beyond voice,
Yes.
now increasingly to cloud-delivered utility, chat, social, digital channels, and then this whole advent of artificial intelligence in our industry is just unbelievable. So this focus on developing the roadmaps and then delivering them on time and of high quality so that we drive that innovation that our customers need going forward. So all about product quality and being on time and fulfilling the roadmap is the second objective. The third is about providing what we call legendary customer service. Legendary customer service, because remember, the industry is about helping a brand, these large enterprise brands, provide better customer experience to their customers. So we have to be terrific about it, and that's our intention, and we work very hard at it because they're out there trying to differentiate themselves using our technology to provide the optimum customer experience.
Right, well, that's a vast responsibility
well,
of the organization.
That's what we do, yeah.
Well, you know, as you mentioned AI, I think no conversation about technology and the role that Avaya plays can be held without talking about the role of AI and specifically generative AI. Just some insight from you on how you see Gen AI really impacting the end customer experience, as you said, is a core focus.
First of all, we've been using AI for many years. And many vendors and many enterprise software companies have as well. And Gen AI has taken sort of all this fabulous utility that AI provides and sort of put it on turbocharge. So just think about in our world, in customer experience. So you're a customer and you're calling in. There's AI-based utilities around natural language understanding, so we can take the spoken word, convert it into the written word. You're basically taking an analog channel, making it digital, bringing with it the metadata. So what was the sentiment as you were saying the words? That stores, it's all stored. So now you have what was an analog channel, just a conversation, converted to a digital that can be stored and retrieved and used, coupled with, you know, the other digital channels, chat, social, web, things like that. Now, what generative AI has done is now it has taken that, again, put it and turbocharged it. So a great example, you're calling in, I use this example all the time, we just demonstrated at a conference just last week, and natural interaction, you have a question about something you bought with an e-commerce company, and let's say it got settled by the agent gave you a gift certificate. The customer says, you know, I'm traveling on vacation next week to France. Can I use that gift certificate in France? What generative AI is doing is it's listening behind the scenes. It has access to the knowledge database of the company of what the rules are for using, in this example, a gift certificate. And it's actually popping up a text message to the agent saying, yes, the client can use that next week in France. If you didn't have that, think of that encounter, because it's sort of an esoteric question. So you might imagine that the agent would say to the customer, I don't really know, let me transfer you to supervisor, or can I take your number, I'll call you back, I've got to go look it up, all those sorts of things. So the agent's a bit upset because he or she couldn't solve the customer's problem. The customer's not very thrilled because they didn't get their problem solved. Compare that, and that's a very sort of common occurrence to what I just described. The agent says, absolutely, you can use that gift certificate next week in France, and it's fast. And so what's so important in terms of trying to provide a better customer experience is you have to have a great employee experience for the agent. So think about it. Being an agent's a hard job. And as a result of being a hard job, because you know customers are reaching in because they've got problems often. So you have a lot of turnover in those jobs. And because of that, the problem is, let's say you have turnover and you call an agent that's only been there for 2 weeks or something, and that agent is not very experienced. So they're the first person that you're encountering of that enterprise, and that person doesn't have much tenure, doesn't have much experience with the products, and they can't answer your questions very well. It's a dissatisfactory experience. So you want to have a system that can make a better experience for the agent so they become more tenured, and agents want to do a good job. People want to do well. They want to solve the customer's problems. So these types of things give the agent more ability to do their jobs effectively, increase the employee experience, and then put them in a better experience to answer, in a better position to answer the customer's questions, providing a better customer experience. So it's a very virtuous cycle, and but you'll see this play out over and over and over again. In addition to the things that we've seen for a long time, where there's a chat bot, you come in, you have a question, you send in something from the website or some sort of chat, and it'll ask you, the bot will ask you a question. If it's sort of a routinized query, it can answer it. I need a password reset. I need, when is my bill due, or what have you. Those things then can be solved by the machine. And what will happen is, or it's already happening, agents are getting involved in more interesting queries. So they're not just doing,
the mundane.
Exactly right. Which again goes back, improves agent experience, agent satisfaction, puts them in a better position to solve the customer's problems better. So again, is this very virtuous cycle.
Right. Complete holistic approach, actually, because you're taking care both of the organization and the customers on the other side. Yeah,
Correct.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we'll sort of circle back now, as I asked you how it's going in India, and it's, of course, you've been here for, I think, a few days now, exploring different cities and meeting with your teams. How has it been for Avaya to enter into the Indian market in the first place? What was that process like?
Well, we've been in the Indian market for a long time. And again, built around not just the BPO market, but the BPO market, private enterprise market, and the government market. The Indian market is also very important to us in terms of our core development that supports the strategy. The way we define our strategy is this innovation without disruption. The whole point is we're saying to these very large customers who are not jumping to the cloud, but nonetheless want to modernize themselves, we're saying, look, you want to do this gradually. And the whole idea is you want to innovate, bring in chat, social, digital, AI frameworks, but you don't want to rip out that voice plumbing, which has been, battle tested, it is very mature, heavily featured, and it has been intersected throughout the environment. The product, the key product about that, which we call the Avaya Experience Platform, is primarily built here. So, India is not just a, support market or a QA market. It is a core development market for us to serve not just the Indian domestic market, which is very important in the categories I mentioned, BPO, enterprise, and government, but beyond that, it's where so much of the core development goes on. So we have about a third of our global engineering group is here, across those three across three of our offices here. So Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad are the core development offices here.
Wow. So that's a really rich, integrated experience.
It really is. It really is.
India. And well, Alan, thank you so much for all this really interesting insight on how you really do help everyone end to end across the spectrum enhance the customer experience. But before we wrap up, could you give us a little insight, maybe a little sneak peek into what we can expect from Avaya in terms of the product range, maybe alterations or upgrades to your existing solutions that customers can expect to see in the near future?
Well, consistent with the themes that we've been talking about, you'll see more AI, more Gen AI, more channels. What I mean by channels is somebody who wants to communicate with WhatsApp or WeChat or Facebook Messenger or Line. We accommodate all of that in addition to web and SMS and chat. But you'll see new things like on Metaverse. Metaverse is really cool because so often, particularly like we see this often, some of this is actually live. You see a municipality, they don't want the person having to come in. So the person has a metaverse, and so they can go and to the utility or to the electric company or get their water turned on or their gas And they're doing that all digitally via metaverse. And think of the metaverse simply as another channel. So that's some real interesting technology that's coming. And all of this is sort of spinning together so that Avaya, that has this tremendous lineage and has supported huge businesses and governmental agencies for decades, is really positioning itself to be the solution of the future. Again, built on that core base of that voice, which again, we still communicate. You and I are communicating on voice. But now as more and more channels, and referred to in our industry as omni-channel, play into this, you really position yourself on what you can do in the future. It's really going to change. It's going to be a wild ride in a very large market. The customer experience market is expected to be something close to $50 billion, US dollars, by the end of the decade. So, fun place to play. I've been here as CEO only 14 months. Actually came out of retirement to do this, and it's been a crazy ride, a lot of fun. We made huge progress, always more work to do. But I feel really good about the transformation and the opportunity for real profound success going forward. So it's been a great ride.
Wow, Alan, thank you. We're going to keep our eyes peeled to all these
My
developments that I'm sure will be out very soon. So exciting to watch, as you said, this massive market and industry just evolve deeper and deeper and deeper. So thank you for all this insight. It's been really a pleasure talking to you today.
My pleasure as well. Thanks for taking the time with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Have a great day.
You too.